Yes, thank you. And welcome to our topic today, which is our LTE upgrade path. Hopefully, you're going to get a few things out of today's call that will at least get you motivated, head down that path to get started with this opportunity. And guys, we do believe it's an opportunity. So again, happy hump day. My name is Quentin Gunther. I am the business leader for our Resideo Premier Security Dealer Program with Resideo. I've also got two of my dealer development team members on the call with me today, Troy Barnes, Dean Bellisle. We're going to kind of tag this as we go, tag team this as we go along here. Again, I've been in the industry for 30 years now. 10 years is at least on the manufacturing side, but was a dealer for 21 years. So very, very cognizant of some of the challenges that everyone on this call faces. Guys, I did not go through the 2G upgrade, but I remember the AMPS upgrade, learned a little bit there. I know a lot of our customers learned a lot of things on the 2G, and a lot of those things we're going to actually apply as we look at the LTE upgrade as we go forward here. So, guys, we're going to talk a lot about at least how do we look at this as really an opportunity. So we have so much more to offer this time around than just what we did a few years ago with the 2G opportunity. And again, that's what I want you to think about this. Is this an opportunity, right? Do you look at this as a headache or an opportunity? So guys, you know, what we found, particularly during the 2G experience and already today with dealers that we're talking to that are really already far down the path with their upgrades, that if you look at this as an opportunity, it's amazing what it can do for the profit of your company and also what it can do to drive additional RMR for your customers, or at least for your business. But most importantly, how does it drive additional value for your customers out there? How does it create stickier customers? So all of these types of things, or all of these topics today, we're going to touch a little bit. Again, we encourage you to ask questions. If you have any, please use that feature right here in Zoom. We'll take those as we go along. We're going to talk about the tools to accomplish the task. So Troy Barnes is going to walk us through some really valuable pieces that are in AlarmNet 360. Guys, you hear me talk to leadership about this all the time. If you're looking at AlarmNet as only a tool that your service and installation team uses, you are missing out on some of the greatest features in AlarmNet. AlarmNet truly has tools that will help you manage your business. And with this opportunity of our LTE upgrades, it's going to give you valuable insight into the accounts that you have already, and it's going to show you where all that low-hanging fruit, all those opportunities are going to be seen right there. Guys, Resideo has tons of marketing material to help you with this task. So please reach out to anyone on our team if we can help you with some of the marketing materials that you may need. And that could be from, you know, just clip art, things that you need to create some of the communications that you're going to do with your customers. We have that there. We have the tools for you. We have rebates that are going to help you. You can earn up to $55 in rebates with the program that we have. And again, we know we have skin in the game here too. We want you to keep these accounts. We want to keep these accounts. So we're going to help you offset some of the costs as you go out there in the field. And then Dean's going to talk about some of the sales strategies that we have out there, okay? And again, we're going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different options, at least ways you could go to market that you could attack this very successfully with. So guys, one of the first things I just want to talk about is just, let's go by the numbers for a second here. So one of the things that my team and I have gotten very good at doing is when we're starting to talk about the LTE topic with any of the dealers that we see, one of the first things are we really ask 2 questions. One, do you have a plan? And what's interesting is when they say, well, you know, we're kind of addressing it, but we really don't have a plan. My next question to them is, well, have you at least done the math? Because typically, if I can get that dealer to at least look at the math, they'll probably start thinking about putting that plan together pretty quickly. So guys, let's just look at this screen as an example right there, okay? Just take the number of accounts that you have to upgrade, divide that by the number of months that you have left to do this, okay, which you've got about 20 months left to do this, and that's going to equal the number of truck rolls or the number of upgrades that you're going to have to get done each and every month. So let's just take this example. Let's say you have 1,000 accounts out there, right? You divide that by 20, that's about 50 upgrades per month that you're going to have to take care of. And I don't think I need to mention that this math does not get any better farther down the line. If you wait 2 months, guess what? Truck rolls are now going up, okay? And we're going to talk about at least what disadvantage that's going to put you in if you wait too long. You're going to lose the ability to take the opportunity. And again, we want you to look at this as an opportunity. It's a way for you to, again, drive additional sales, increase stickiness with your customers, and most importantly, drive additional monthly RMR for your business. So with that, Troy, let's talk about some of the tools that are available in AlarmNet 360 Insights.
All right, thanks, Quentin. So when you log on to AlarmNet 360, your web page may come up directly to Insights. If not, up in the upper left-hand corner, you've got a menu button, and right below that, the 4 squares, is Insights. Now, Quentin mentioned that we need to know how many radios we have. If we come into this section, number 1, it'll tell us the total number of accounts that we have. And over on the right, we've got 3G, 4G radios, and then also CDMA radios. This will show you exactly how many radios that you have that need to be replaced. So over on the left, you've got a button that says List View above the map. If you click that List View, it will turn this map into a list of all of your accounts. And if you click the checkbox for 3G, 4G, and CDMA, that will populate the list only with those accounts. So it's a really good way to find out how many radios you have and which ones need to be replaced and which customers those are. So if we can go to the next screen. Further down the right-hand side of the page, you've got a section called Total Connect Remote Services or Total Connect Services. In this section, if you click on the bar that shows how many radios that are there, it will open that up and give you a breakdown of how many people are subscribed to Total Connect, how many are not subscribed to Total Connect. And you can check the radio button there by not subscribed and be able to change the list to show who doesn't have Total Connect. So that's a great opportunity because now when you go to upgrade the radios, you can actually offer additional services of Total Connect to them. To that, if you go down to the automation section right below that and click the bar, you will be able to see how many of your customers are not subscribed to Smart Home. That's with home automation. So you have 2 levels of upgrades that you can identify customers with and be able to export a report. Can we go to the next slide? Now, even further down the page, you have video. So you can click on video and see how many you have subscribed to video and how many not subscribed to video. Now, I would encourage you to actually, leave all of your devices selected and click on not subscribed and not capable video to all of these customers. Whether they're not capable or not, it isn't really relevant in this scenario because anyone could actually have a standalone video account. But this is another way that you could increase your RMR by adding video to a customer. So when you were looking at the list of customers where we had the map view and the list view, there was a button that said export. And if you click that export button looking at filtered customers, you will be able to export a list of all of your customers that you had filtered into an Excel spreadsheet. This is one way that you can identify all of your customers and be able to cross-reference that with your current customer list, with your AlarmNet account numbers, and be able to engage those customers to replace and upgrade those radios. Now, we have an incentive for you here, up to $55 per an account in the form of a rebate. So when you simply upgrade the communicator, any 3G, 4G, or CDMA communicator active on AlarmNet, you can get a $20 rebate. In addition to that, if the customer does not have smart security or smart home, that's Total Connect or Total Connect with automation, you can receive an additional $10 or $15. So if they don't have Total Connect at all, add Total Connect and you get $10. If you had Total Connect and you upgrade them to smart home with automation, then you get an additional $15. And then, of course, for the video, anyone that you're adding video to, set up for 7-day storage for an additional $15 rebate, or $20 for a $20 for 30-day storage. If you have someone that has video already and you upgrade them to the 30-day storage, they were on 7-day, then you also get that $20 rebate. These rebates are going to be tracked in our rebate dashboard. You'll be able to see the status of all of your rebates. So, if we go to the next slide, on our rebate dashboard, over on the menu bar, you can scroll down until you see the 3G icon saying rebate program, where you can see all of your 3G and CDMA accounts that need to be upgraded. Look and see which ones have been submitted already and which ones are accepted, and maybe which ones are eligible. So if you had replaced a radio already and you did not add Total Connect to it, it would, under Smart Upgrade, it would say eligible, and you'd be able to click that box and get a rebate for that.
So wait, Troy, let me get this straight. I don't have to collect the SIM cards this time. I don't have to send them to somebody. I don't have any forms to fill out.
There's no forms, no anything to do, as long as you're using AlarmNet 360 to do your replacement of that radio. The
Awesome.
just go ahead and recycle your radio as you normally would, and you're ready to go. So one thing that when you're doing the rebates, I want to point out one button here. It says apply for rebate. So I'm going to reference that button in one moment. So let's go ahead to the next screen there. All right, so how do we do these? So we want to install the new communicator on the premises. Go to AlarmNet 360 to replace the radio. Follow the steps under the actions for replace. Put in the old MAC address, put in the new MAC address. You want to make sure that you select the reason for upgrade is LTE upgrade. Okay. When you do that, everything is taken care of. You are applied for that. You have applied for those rebates. Now, if you do a PIN replacement, PIN swap, so you call in to get a PIN code from tech support or your central station, if you do one that way, replacing it at the keypad, then you must apply for the rebate using that apply for rebate button. Okay. All of the rebates have to be applied for within the same month or the following month of the radio replacement. Your rebate will be applied to your ADI account, and that takes approximately 6 to 10 weeks. I've heard of a few going faster than that also, but the rebate does get applied to your ADI account. Now, a couple of questions over here. Are rebates for existing customers upgrading only, or will we get rebates for a new account brought online? Currently, it looks like Dean's already answered that. Currently, it's for the upgrade of an existing radio only. That is what it's currently for. So, Quentin?
Okay.
Back to you.
Great stuff. So again, one of the tools that are available to you right there in AlarmNet 360, again, identify the accounts, look for where the opportunities are. Is it a chance to upgrade that account to some new services? All that's right there in 360. And most importantly, we've made it very simple for you to get the rebates, all done through 360. So guys, let's talk about what's your approach going to be as you go into the marketplace or as you approach your customers with this. And guys, again, as I said, do you have a plan for the upgrade? Really, there's kind of two options that we see out there, right? If you kind of take the same approach that you did last time, well, that approach for a lot of dealers just was some very light marketing in the early stages. They may not have had any direct campaigns or anything really designed for that. It was just some general conversations. And then what happened at the end, man, they started looking at the math, and the months were running out. You saw this intense contact near the sunset. They're just trying to get it done. This can be very disruptive to your service department. You may complete the project on time, or you may not at all, but most importantly, you are going to see some lost revenue opportunity here. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail. So that's one option, right? Kind of do it like you did it last time. Or we could look at option two, which is something completely different, is you start now today with your messaging to your customers. You really set your goals to be completed early. What this is going to do for you guys is it's really going to generate a lot of client goodwill. It's also going to create some stickier customers for you because you're going to add some additional services to their account that's going to make your service more valuable. You're going to be generating additional profit and value to customers. You're really going to be minimizing that strain on your service department. And then most importantly, when this is all over, hopefully you're looking at a recurring monthly revenue that's higher than when you started this project. So for a lot of ours, let's just take a look at option one, which is really kind of how a lot of people did it last time, and talk about why this is really a bad approach, guys, okay? So again, you know, if you do the last time, or at least if you look at what was done last time, you know, most people went out there with just basically some type of upgrade special. It could have been $199, $249, or $299. Man, what happens is if you wait too late, all of a sudden you're trying to get this done. You're trying to entice as many customers. So you got to start cutting that price in half just to get takers to start getting it done quick enough, right? Man, then if you really wait 6 months before sunset, now you're just giving away radios to try to get them installed fast enough. So again, if you look at that same approach that we took last time, if you didn't have a plan, right, you're just going to lose that opportunity to maximize the value in the dollars that you're going to be able to get for this upgrade, right? And really the end result of this is it's going to be very inefficient. It's going to be very costly to your company. You're really going to feel like you're spinning your wheels, a lot of work, no profit, no additional RMR to show, because all you're trying to do is just get the device swapped. You're not going to have time for those deeper conversations with your customers. And then the bad thing is you may complete this project or you may not. And guys, let's just talk. If you do not complete this project, if you have customers that devices start getting turned off, you have just opened up an opportunity for your competitor who might be able to get this done quicker than you can. So we really encourage you not to really look at option one as even a solution this time. If you really want to maximize this opportunity, and that's exactly what this is, you want to get started with some of these others that we're going to discuss now. And with that, Dean, you want to take us with some of these others that we can actually drive results and make the most of this opportunity?
Wow, you really cleared that one up, Quentin. That's exactly how it looked the last two times. So I went through this the last two times as a dealer, and I can tell you that most of us looked at this as an operational standpoint, using our service department just to change out radios. What we're doing now and what Quentin's tasked us to do is to look at the marketing opportunities involved with this as well. So this is a great chance for customer engagement as opposed to just another service call. It's actually an opportunity to make money, both on installs and in the RMR area, and this opportunity should not be wasted. So as we look at that option two, the new approach as opposed to the old approach, again, that old approach was just a fixed price and a lot of giveaways. Many dealers gave away as many as hundreds of radios just in those last 6 months to keep their existing clients and that RMR stream. So this time we've got an earlier start. We're at the 20-month mark now. There's no time to waste, obviously, but it's enough time to put a marketing plan together and make this profitable. We've got a couple of options. One is to increase loyalty. One is to generate profit in RMR. Another is to reduce or eliminate our labor costs involved with this. And we'll take you through each of those approaches in just a moment here. But at the bottom, you see, imagine this. When we talk to our dealers, what if you could finish early as opposed to just barely getting by in February of 22? What if you were done 3 months or 6 months earlier? The capacity to grow your business, to convert new clients, to take over systems that maybe a competitor can't handle. It's a chance for growth all the way through. So again, our teaser there, what if we do more than just a replacement? So what if we find more benefits for our client? What if we have those conversations where we get them a new upgraded system? We build some loyalty out of that. What if we bring them some new features and benefits they're not aware of, or that we discussed years ago on the initial install and haven't revisited? What if we improve everything in this process by reducing the labor costs for the dealer and the burden on the service department? And what if we can make it profitable? These are the questions we tasked ourselves with and that we're bringing to you today. So first approach is a loyalty approach. And what we mean by that is these clients are paying generally to upgrade the radio. So what if we gave them a little more value? What if we included a free upgrade in that radio cost, or if we charge maybe a nominal fee for an upgrade? And we look at it, we're not advocating you take down the control panel and the keypad. I've always thought of those as traps. We don't know if your technician will be out there for 2 hours or 2 days once they take that control panel down. So we avoid that by simply taking the existing Vista panel, replacing the existing keypad with the new 6090 color touchscreen. For all purposes to that client, they were just given a system upgrade. That system looks brand new. The only part of that device that they interface with is the keypad or the touchscreen. We just gave them a great upgrade for a very minimal cost to you as a dealer. And now we've got a client who probably feels pretty good about their security dealer. Loyalty. Not a lot of profit in that play, but a great way to maintain your recurring revenue stream and build loyal and customer service there. So Quinn, if you can pop to the next one, to approach 2. This one is securely focused on growing RMR. So same as before, we're looking at upgrading this client's radio for somewhere between $199 and $299. Obviously, that's our dealer pricing, but that's what we tend to see out in the marketplace. But as a benefit to the client, what if we gave them an additional service? Again, whether we include it with the radio cost on the upgrade or if we charge a small nominal fee for it. But what if we gave them 2 smoke detectors or a carbon monoxide sensor or a couple of water sensors or a low temperature sensor? Devices are wireless, so it's predictable as to what the labor cost will be. So our dealers know what it'll cost to do this. They can price it accordingly, plan their time on site accordingly for their technicians. And once that technician's out there to add or to upgrade the radio, to add a couple wireless devices is minutes rather than hours. And the beauty of the whole plan here is you can get recurring revenue streams. I know with my company, typically we charge $3 a month per event. So if I could add 2 smoke detectors to this system, I would increase the recurring revenue by $3 a month. Same with a water sensor. I could take a $20 water sensor, which would get me $3 a month more in recurring revenue. And I can tell you from experience, if I try to raise a client from $35 a month to $38 or $40 a month, it's a pain point. I'm going to hear a lot of complaining and I'm going to lose some clients over it. But if I offer them a service that they like and they freely take, I can get another $3 to $8 a month in recurring revenue out of that, and they'll voluntarily apply for it. So again, we're having these conversations with all of our clients out there, thousands of them, and we're doing this every day, talking about the need to upgrade the radios. Be a great time to revisit some of these other services. My favorite as an example would be the smoke detector. Just from my own experience and talking with hundreds of our dealers over the last few years, in most cases, we sell burglar alarms to residences. We rarely sell smoke detectors. We talk about it on every sales call. We believe in it 100%, but yet we typically sell smoke detectors on 15% of our installations. Sometimes our technicians upsell, generally they don't, and generally we don't go back and have that conversation. So these same clients they've talked to us years ago about smoke detectors and fire protection. We never went back and revisited it. So again, great chance to have that conversation, push it forward, and increase the RMR. Approach 3 is very similar to what we just talked about, but using cameras. And cameras are probably the easiest sale we have today. Our Total Connect cameras are phenomenal. The pricing is incredible right now. So again, whether our dealer includes a camera in the upgrade cost of the radio and attaches additional RMR, or if they get a nominal upfront cost and additional RMR, this is a win-win. In addition, with all of our newer systems, you can tie the camera to the events on the system. So when you do things like latchkey kids or protecting a gun safe, liquor cabinet, the gate to the pool, we can not only send them notification through Total Connect like Troy was talking about, we can also send them video with it as well. So in this case, the RMR is staggering. We can go as high as $10 or $15 a month in addition. And again, from a dealer's mindset, trying to raise a client from $35 a month to $40 or $50 a month is nearly impossible on a standard raising. But if you're adding services that they want, it's a very easy thing to do. Now, approach 4 is a very different angle. On this one, we're taking it from a dealer perspective and more from an operational standpoint. How can we reduce the burden on their service department and on their internal staff as well as billing and still keep those clients happy and loyal? So this is an option that through the rebates Troy discussed, we've really brought that cost point down so it makes it easier on our dealers. We now take a turn and look at the service departments. How can we help them on a labor standpoint? How can we help them become more efficient and effective at what they do and more proactive? Certainly not something they usually look at us for, but I can tell you from experience, they love when we bring these solutions to the table for them. And again, our goal here, not only to reduce efficiency and cost, but also to get them finishing well ahead of that deadline so they can go back to growing their businesses. So how do we do that? You go ahead, Quentin. Thank you. I call it assuming the sale. Under this approach, we know that every day our dealers go out and they service their existing accounts by the dozens every single day. So wouldn't it be nice if while we were out there anyway, we could just change the radio? To make a service call to change the radio involves calling the client, explaining why we're coming out, that we need to replace the radio, long conversation, getting them to buy in, scheduling an appointment, hoping they keep that appointment, rolling a truck, having the technician go out and say hi to the client, visit with them for 10 minutes, change the radio, clean up, and leave. It was an hour on site plus all that other time going forward. Under this approach, the client's going to be calling us sometime in the next 20 months for a service call. When they call in, we just want to add the radio to that existing service call. So if we're going to go out and fix a bad door contact or a motion detector that's malfunctioning, while we're on site, we'll change the radio out. So maybe another 10 to 15 minutes while on site, no additional phone calls, no appointments to keep, no truck rolls, we're already there. So how we do that is pretty straightforward. The idea is to send a letter out to our clients today, informing them of the radio change that has to be done in the next 20 months, and letting them know that we'll take care of everything as their dealer, as their trusted advisor. We've secured special pricing from our vendors, so it's going to be far less than it would have normally. We don't have to make a special trip. The next time we're out, we're just going to take care of it, and you don't have to give it another thought. Just know that we've got it handled for you. And we refer to that as assuming the sale. And Quentin, if you could flip to that next slide, we'll actually see the numbers on this. So we saw the numbers on top that Quentin took you through a few minutes ago. If we assume a client or a dealer has 1,000 accounts, in 20 months to complete this task, they've got to do 50 upgrades a month. So under the old way, that meant 50 truck rolls, 50 phone calls, 50 appointments to make and keep. It was a lot, and it's a burden on an existing service staff that's just barely keeping up with what they currently do. So to try and do another 50 service calls a month, the resources aren't there for a dealer. So under this new one, what we're calling the simple solution, if you take into account this dealer with 1,000 accounts is probably running about 200 service calls a month. And if you assume that half of those accounts have radios on them, that means that 100 service calls a month are having those radios changed out under ordinary day of service. So if you take those numbers, those 1,000 accounts, we will have those done in 10 months. So with a little goof margin there, within 12 months, this dealer could have all 1,000 radios replaced without ever having to make an additional phone call or additional truck roll, just handling it while they're doing an existing service call. Very efficient, very productive, and very helpful to that dealer. So Quinn, if you can flip to that next screen, sort of a summary here, those 4 approaches. We don't advocate any one approach for the dealer, but rather to look at all of them and see what resources you have. And some of our dealers have inside sales teams. Some can use their outside sales teams now during the coronavirus because they've got that resource available they don't normally have. Others are doing it with their service technicians, their service schedulers, or their admin staff or their billing staff. But the idea here is maybe you don't pick any one of these over another, but you find which is the right fit for that dealer and you use that approach or those couple of approaches. So as an example, they may go with approach 4 where they already have assumed the sale and they're teed up and ready to replace the radio on any service call they have. Those dealers don't ignore the fact they can still sell additional services. So they still have plenty of time over the next 20 months to try and sell cameras, environmental awareness, you name it, life safety. So again, not just one approach, but several. And that's the value we bring to our dealers is that we can help them take a sort of a bird's eye view of all these potentials, possibilities. And then we actually provide the game plan for them. We'll provide sample letters. We'll provide other dealers that can help advise and consult with them. As an example, we have a dealer on the East Coast. His name is Richie Pettibone. He's been at it for over 20 years. He's given me permission to share this with our dealer base. Richie took on this approach 8 months ago when we shared it with him and immediately started doing 80 radio replacements a month for the past 8 months. So now 8 months into it, he's 50% done, probably closer to 55% done. He'll be done 6 months before the deadline without putting any additional impact on his company, without hiring one additional technician, without any added expense. And he's got 6 months of free time to grow his company when his competitors just will be scrambling to get these radios replaced. So I hope that part helps. Quentin, I'll kick it back to you.
Yeah, fantastic. Troy, Dean, great stuff. So guys, I just want to kind of summarize a few things here before we kind of open up for questions. And I know AJ's on the line. I'll have you say a few words here. But guys, what's it going to be? You have a chance here for stickier, more loyal customers. You got an option here to make more money. You can save some money. Again, reduce some of those truck rolls if you take advantage of some of the options that Dean showed you there. most importantly, you can reduce the headaches that are going to be involved with this and really concentrate on ways of growing your business. Get this done, get it out of the way. So guys, again, we've shown you a lot of tools that are out there. Again, AlarmNet 360 should really be your first place. Do the math. See how many accounts you have. Look at the months that are available to do this. Do the math. We've got rebates available to you. You've just seen lots of different options to go to market and have the conversations with your customers. And guys, I would encourage you right now, it's important to have conversations. Conversations always lead to some opportunities out there. Not that there's any benefit to COVID-19. This has been a blow to every one of us on this call, personally, through our businesses, etc. But one thing that we do find right now is for a lot of businesses out there, there is some extra capacity. Your technicians may not be on the road as much. Your sales teams may be at home more right now. This is a perfect exercise or a perfect activity to be doing right now, to be reaching out to your customers and talking about this upgrade and some of the additional services that you offer. So we're going to open it up for some questions, but before we do that, AJ?
Yes. Quentin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You're there.
Yes, sir, I am. I would like to thank everybody for joining on our webinar today, and I would also like to thank Quentin and Troy and Dean for taking some time out to introduce or talk about some of the benefits and features that you guys have here to offer. And also Michael Maston for putting these webinars together. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm AJ Shaw. I'm from the ADI Systems Group in Louisville, Kentucky. I manage the team of reps who specialize in fire, intrusion, and home automation. For more than 25 years, ADI Systems Group team has provided our customers with recommendations for best practice knowledge to ensure successful system integration. Our team of experts is here to help you with your system integration needs from 7:30 a.m. to 8 o'clock at night. Typically those last couple hours for West Coast. Please give us a call. All of our phone number and contact information can be found on our website, Facebook page, a couple of different areas of branches. You could just give the branch a call. They can very easily transfer you. You don't have to get a phone number and call us unless you want to get our number and call us directly. At this point, I can turn this back over to Quentin or Troy or Dean or all three. Thank you very much for your time. And I really, again, appreciate everything that you guys are doing for us.
Fantastic. So Mike, I don't know if we have any questions out there to be answered. If not, I can kind of summarize this. And
I see one queue. There was the question is, will the recording of today's webinar be available so they can share with their sales teams?
Yes, and we will also have a copy of this presentation to the ADI team, so it is available to you. Yes.